I researched for many videos pertaining to the film industry and digital content being produced in India, most of the information is easily available on the internet. Where popular topics get picked up by literally everyone, a few forgotten stories need a little more digging than usual. However, in my opinion, the most interesting aspect of filmmaking is the creative process of coming up with the idea and the discussions that take place behind closed doors. Privileged enough to get the inside scoop of certain projects, we came across a few ideas where the Indian film industry was collaborating with international production houses to come up with films and series that would be of a monumental scale, but sadly never saw the light of day. These range from ideas, scenes not making the final cut, and just pulling the plug the very last minute before going into production. Discussing some of these cases, here is Tried&Refused Productions, with humongous and shocking Bollywood movie ideas you had no idea were cancelled. The Gelati cinematic universe. In the 90s, Akshay Kumar was the biggest action hero in India. The man was the actor to be cast if any creator was thinking about a huge-scale, no-nonsense action film. What rose Akshay Kumar to absolute fame, making him a household name, was the 1992 film Gelati. Directors and producers capitalized on the success of the film and made Gelati a franchise, something that the Hindi film industry had not really greenlit previously. A recurring theme with the same actor and title, giving him more or less a guaranteed hit every 3 or 4 years. One of the biggest hits of 1996 was the film titled Khiladiyon Ka Khiladi that featured WWE characters as well. Bryan Adams playing his WWF character Crush and Brian Lee played the role of The Undertaker. Lee had also featured as an imposter Undertaker in one of the pay-per-view events for the WWE. The audiences loved these cameo appearances and producers understood what they had in their hands, a potential gold mine. The WWE wanted to bank on the loyal and humongous following they had in India by doing a crossover sequel to the film where multiple WWE characters from the Attitude Era like Kane, The Real Undertaker, Mankind would feature as villains and take revenge for Maya's death. Sadly, however, the project never materialized after the script development, and the film industry lost the opportunity to potentially have an out-of-this-world Khiladi cinematic universe. In honor of the potential crossover, however, Akshay Kumar was made an honorary referee at WrestleMania in 1998. Ramayana, the anime series. There are many animated movies that are celebrated and regularly produced based on our Indian gods. Movies such as Hanuman, Hanuman Returns, Bal Ganesh, and My Friend Ganesha series. But before all these movies, the most celebrated and maybe the most nuanced and well-executed project was Ramayana, the Legend of Prince Ram, directed by Yugo Sako, that released in 1992. A film made as a part of the 40th anniversary of the India-Japan diplomatic relations and was made by technical teams from both the countries. The ulterior motive of the film, however, was to be a stepping stone to create a full-blown anime series on the Ramayana, capitalizing on the popularity of the source material already. Work had already been initiated by the Japanese to have a holistic picture of where the series would be headed. There was massive backlash when the idea was being proposed, as many factions of our country believed that foreigners should not cinematize the Ramayana as it is India's national heritage. A visionary that was roped in for this project was Akira Toriyama, mostly known for creating Dragon Ball Z, an individual that had already started sketch art for the upcoming anime series. With his distinctive style, what we see in Dragon Ball Z, sadly only scans and a few remasters remain. It would have been quite interesting to see his vision of this story. Game of Thrones, Ekta Kapoor style. Do you remember how there were many rumors floating that Ekta Kapoor wanted to produce a series very similar to Game of Thrones? A series based during the medieval time but which would have, of course, an Indian theme. This was going to be the biggest project that Ekta Kapoor wanted to launch on her streaming website Alt Balaji. It is a genuine story that Kapoor actually pitched an idea to HBO. The pitch included to base the story in Sotorios, one of the 4 continents of the Game of Thrones world, southeast of Westeros and south of Essos. A continent which is largely unexplored and has an abundant amount of mystery around it. Due to the limited information about the continent and just the anecdotal stories from Daenerys Targaryen, the setting was ideal to do an independent story with an Indian theme. One of the inside scoops from the industry is that this character appearing in Samrat Ashok was actually a test run to see the reaction of the public if they see Game of Thrones characters in a story based and rooted in India. As there was severe public backlash and an absolute rejection by George R.R. Martin, the project never took off. The slashed cameo in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was an extremely celebrated and praised film last year, not providing us again just badly executed different renditions of Peter Parker, but bringing in the forefront Miles Morales, and how in his world, Spider-Mans from different dimensions make an appearance and impact. The film very organically merged these characters into the story. No wonder the movie also got an Oscar for the Best Animated Feature. What we learned from pre-production, however, was there was an attempt by writers to represent India as the multiple characters appeared. The writers actually developed an animated version of our very own Desi Spider-Man to feature as a gag in the film. This scene that I'm going to show you did not make it in the final edit of the movie, but I wonder what would be the audience's reaction if it did.
How many more spider people are there?
Hey, fellas.
Hello. This could literally not get any weirder.
मेरा नाम है देसी स्पाइडरमैन और मैं हूं तुम सबकी मौत.
The potential Sanjay Leela Bhansali world. What is the name that comes to your mind when I say the following things? Grand scale, visual treat, impeccable costume design, and epic romantic stories. Yup. That's right, Sanjay Leela Bhansali. What if I told you an international sensation who owns classic creative franchises is a fan of the scale and vision of Sanjay Leela Bhansali and wanted to, through several techniques, merge the two worlds? George Lucas was very excited and keen to merge elements of Star Wars in old epics created by Sanjay Leela Bhansali. Knowing the scale and popularity of the director, the creative team made stills and sequences to showcase what would the world look like if elements of Star Wars are integrated to old and classic epics. Stories that are rooted in India and where Bhansali has tasted most of his success. The visuals created by the team look absolutely breathtaking. Elements such as lightsabers, the fighter creating havoc in the universe, the X-Wing fighter passing by, and the epic duels that would take place between characters. Bhansali, however, thought that merging the two worlds would be problematic, as the director already gets backlash from portraying these historical characters. An integration of fantasy would further infuriate the masses. And that was the video, guys. Ek second. Oh, by the way, guys. अगर तुम असली फैन हो ना, मुझे पता है अगर ट्रू टीआरपी फैन है ना, हर स्टोरी के बाद बंदे का एक ही रिएक्शन होगा, मतलब कुछ भी